This portion of the John Fredericks Show is brought to you by Hargrave Military Academy. Attend an educational and informative open house event at Hargrave Military Academy in Chatham, Virginia. For more information, visit online at hargrave.edu. Hargrave Military Academy. Build his future.
Joining us now is the Virginia State Director of AFP, Americans for Prosperity, Dave Schwartz. Dave, great to have you with us today.
Hey, John, how are you?
I tell you what, Dave, I'm fired up today because we got so much going on. And internationally, I just had on Representative Griffith, and he's just trying to find out like what is exactly going on with the NSA. Can't get information out there. We get all this misinformation coming from the Obama administration, and there's no other topic of misinformation than Obamacare. Dave, nobody can figure this thing out.
Well, and John, I mean, more importantly, it's destroying our economy. The most important thing going on in America right now is that we've got a very sluggish economy, just have not recovered from the 2008 crash. And instead of, coming into the White House in 2009 and trying to get this thing straightened out and then getting reelected and, trying to figure out the economy and get people some good quality jobs, the president is focused on creating and implementing this just massive program that is hurting the economy. Small businesses don't want to hire. Individuals are confused. They don't know what this law means for them and their families. So we're trying to shed some light on that. We're also trying to fight it at the local level. And as you know, there's a big Medicaid expansion fight. Medicaid expansion is a key part of this Obamacare implementation. And there is a super committee in Richmond that's going to meet on August 19th, 2 weeks from yesterday, to decide whether Virginia is going to take part in that and going to expand a broken system and continue this Obamacare train wreck. I know you've been reporting on it and you've been talking about it. There's been consistent delays in the law, and it's because they don't. The bureaucrats don't even know how to figure this thing out. They don't know how it's going to affect businesses. They don't know what the laws actually mean. There's 2,500 pages worth of this law, and so we're going to do our best in Virginia to stop it from coming here and stop full implementation, and that means stopping Medicaid expansion. So that's what we're doing on Monday. It's what we're focused on for really the next couple of months until the super committee stops meeting and takes a vote on what Virginia is going to be doing. Well,
the thing is, Dave, you look at the law, which is this is a disaster. Nobody can understand it. But having said that, these exchanges and people are supposed to be involved in them starting, I think, October 1. No one knows what it means. I talked to the insurance commissioner of Georgia. That's my old stomping ground, Ralph Hudgens, and he said that he can't figure it out. And that he was talking to insurance companies covering people now in Georgia who was saying that they could have a 200 to a 300% increase because just to comply with this mess.
Right.
Now I want to get to Monday, the super committee. Exactly who is this super committee that's meeting?
Well, there are two. There's 5 members each from the Senate and the House that came to be. They were appointed by the Speaker of the House and the President of the Senate, and they are meeting really bi-monthly to discuss, specifically what they want to do with Medicaid expansion. Now, if one chamber, a majority of a chamber, does not want to go along with Medicaid expansion, then it dies according to the rules. And so we are working hard to convince 2 delegates, Delegate Jimmy Massey from Legislative District 72 in Henrico County and Delegate John O'Bannon, District 73 in Henrico County, to vote against this. We feel if we have their vote, we can kill this thing and kill Medicaid expansion in Virginia. Both good guys, both sat down, talk with them both, and we just feel like they need to hear from their constituents. They need to hear from folks around the state. They need to hear from your listeners that, hey, we don't want to put 400,000 more people into an already broken system and continue the train wreck of Obamacare. And that's really been our focus for the last couple of months. It's going to be our focus on August 19th when they hold their next meeting, and it's going to continue to be our focus into the fall. And really our call to your listeners and to anybody that's interested in this is, I don't know about you, John. I'm extremely frustrated by what's going on at the federal level with Obamacare. What happens inside the halls of the Capitol, as you know, a lot of it happens in smoke-filled rooms, and we don't know until it sees the light of day. But here's an opportunity for activists and your listeners to really do something about Obamacare, to really stop Obamacare on a local level by stopping Medicaid expansion, because they're one and the same.
So to stop Medicaid expansion, because basically, Dave Schwartz, what you're doing now is this is a call to action. You're asking our listeners, as I understand it, to contact Delegate John O'Bannon and Delegate Massey and say, hey, we just don't want to go forward with this. If people do want to get involved, who do they email? What do they do?
Well, you can go to afpvirginia.com, and again, on Monday, August 19th at noon, we're going to be having a rally. Our national president, Tim Phillips, is going to be there. We're going to be having a rally against Medicaid expansion, and then we're going to go to the meeting that they're holding a 1 p.m. hearing on this. And like I said, they've been meeting pretty regularly every couple of months, and they will continue to do so. And so we want to just make sure that we're there and letting them know that we care about this and that we want to stop Medicaid expansion. And specifically, those two legislators we feel are the key to stopping this from going through and stopping this Obamacare implementation in Virginia. We feel like if we can get a hold of those folks and convince Delegate O'Bannon and Massey to vote against this, that we can stop here in Virginia. And so August 19th, we're going to be at the Bell Tower on Capitol Square in Richmond. And if you want to come down and join us, just go to afpvirginia.com.
All right, well, I'm going to definitely be there, and I'm not going to have time now, Dave Schwartz, but when the show's over, I'm going to post on our Facebook page, the John Fredericks Show, how to get in touch via email and phone with Delegates Massey and O'Bannon for somebody that's got to weigh in on this. With
Great.
Dave Schwartz, he is the Virginia State Director of Americans for Prosperity. I want you to share with our audience, everybody keeps talking about, we have these 400,000 people uninsured in Virginia. The Democrats and Obamacare advocates are saying, hey, let's just expand Medicare so everybody's covered. Federal government pays for it. We're all good to go. What exactly does Medicaid expansion mean? Explain that.
Well, let's, if I can, take a step back, John. And the reason that I'm very passionate about this issue, I grew up in a middle-class neighborhood, middle-class family, went to public high school, went to school with a lot of kids, a lot of families that, quite frankly, were barely making ends meet. And what Medicaid means for families like that I knew, that I was friends with, is devastating. And the facts are the facts. I mean, University of Virginia study just recently showed that Medicaid expansion and Medicaid patients are twice as likely to die on the surgery table than those that have private insurance. Doctors, there was a study with physicians in Virginia, nearly a quarter of them don't accept Medicaid patients already. So we know the facts to be with health care, that if the doctor-patient relationship, that one-on-one relationship between just the doctor and the patient, is the best way to provide quality care. What Medicaid does, and what liberals are talking about, and what Obama folks want, is they just want coverage, right? They just want to throw everybody on, Medicaid, which is already, a broken system. They want to throw more people, 400,000 more Virginians on Medicaid, put more stress on the system. That means fewer doctors, and that means less quality of care, right? So while they'll get a piece of paper in the mail from the government that says, "Oh yeah, you're covered," it doesn't really mean anything, because the care that they're going to receive is going to be so subpar that it's almost not even worth it to have it. So what we really need to do, we really need to talk about is the care. And what the media and the political establishment want to talk about is just the coverage. They want to talk about 400,000 people, and we don't even know if that's really the case. Those numbers are just based off of what the estimates are. But for 400,000 people, they just want to give coverage to. They don't want to talk about how they're going to give care to those folks. So that's the first things first, is put the facts out there. The media and the political establishment have been talking about coverage. They haven't been talking about care, which will most certainly go down for not only Medicaid patients but for everybody else. And that's the problem, and that's really the main reason I am so passionate about this issue. And I know AFP is very passionate about it because, look, the people that need the help the most are going to be hurt by this policy, and that's why we're opposed to it.
You know what? You hit the nail on the head. That was explained to Dave so succinctly, because what you're saying is it isn't about – the media is making it about the coverage. Well, the coverage doesn't mean anything if it stinks. It's about the care. I think that's the key option. Dave, if people want to get more involved, where do they go? What do they do?
Well, I'll tell you what. First things first, John, keep listening to your program.
Thank you.
Because you get more information that way. But secondly, make sure if you want to come out and join us and stop, this implementation of Obamacare in Virginia, stop Medicaid expansion, join us on August 19th in Richmond at the Capitol Square, and just go to if you'd like to come, go to afpvirginia.com for all the details.
All right,
come down and join us, and let's stop Obamacare in Virginia.
afpvirginia.com. I'll be there. The John Fredericks Show is going to be there. We got to stop this train wreck